She grew up, in her words, goodwill poor in the small town of Beeville, Texas. And it wasn't until Emilie Cortes' grandparents sent her to France as a high school graduation present that the world that she had known bloomed.
And so that then turned into studying international business for undergrad, which I've never used. Just went into pretty hardcore quantitative finance, but then a year ago made the big shift, and now I can actually use my languages.
Which includes French, Spanish, Russian, Nepali, and Swahili. A year ago, Emilie ditched the fast-paced world of quantitative finance for the high-flying world of adventure travel.
I just love learning, and I love being open and seeing how there are different ways of doing things and thinking, and even trying to put those hats on for a little while and see how it feels. It also makes me come back and really appreciate what we have here, like having flushing toilets instead of squat toilets. I mean, the simple things, the basic necessities, we've really got it good, and it helps me keep that perspective.
In her early expedition years, Emilie trekked and climbed mainly with men.
Which was fine, and I love the guys that I was climbing with. But if you ever had a bad day, it was because you were the woman on the trip, not because you had a bad day.
So Emilie was determined to offer women a different experience.
And it's basically focused on adventure travel for women, led by women, organized by women. And it's a pretty awesome thing. It's amazing the difference in the vibe when it's a trip of all women. So when you just take the male dynamic completely out of the equation, then women are a lot more open to push themselves, to try, to be forgiving if they're the one that has a bad day or is in the slow one in the group. And it's really transformational. Like, you take the facing a physical challenge and pushing through it and achieving something back to your personal life and your professional life, and somehow now the playing field seems more equal, where you're like, I just did this great thing and I faced my fear and I dealt with risk and I pushed through. You know, I can deal with that deadline or that parking ticket or whatever. And that's really what I feel like. We sell adventure travel trips, but we provide inspiration and empowerment.
And besides all that, Emilie and her sorority of sojourning sisters like to have fun.
We kind of become known now for high altitude dance parties, so so we'll go up and we'll do something really strenuous like Kilimanjaro, and it's partly by design that I want my clients to have saved enough energy and feel good enough that they can still have fun, and it's not just all about the suffering. But I'll put on a little music and people will just bust into dance, and everybody cheers along, and the local guides will start dancing too, and it just makes it a lot more fun.
Having fun or a bad day, each woman learns something else on Emilie's excursions.
Even though you've signed up for a trip, paid your money, show up with your objective, you are now part of a team. And thinking about how to be supportive of the other people on the trip, or how to find a pace that works for everyone, is a really important aspect of group travel, that then you come back and you say, well, you know what? Maybe I'm the fastest person in my company, but I need to go the pace of the slowest person to make sure that we actually get things done and get them done right.